All right, what's going on, people? Week 6 rookie left tackle report. Mekhi Becton continues to be out. I hope he's okay. He was a lot of fun to watch. Hasn't really played since the second quarter of week 3. Yeah, I guess he played a little bit to start that Thursday Night Football against the Broncos, but not really. Jedrick Wills, he had a pretty good game. Some stuff I really like. He did give up his 4th sack, but honestly, those plays, like those types of plays, are far and few between, and it seems like when he does get beat, it's always for a sack. But overall, you're really happy with Wills. Andrew Thomas, he got benched, and we'll talk about it to start his video. But they're trying some new things with him. They are trying some new things with him, and I like it. He's going to get to start versus Philly. You might have watched that game by time, and then you're laughing at whatever I say. Anyways, let's all right, Jedrick Wills, week 6 versus the Steelers. Browns obviously got beat pretty bad in this one, but I was happy with Wills. I want to know what Browns fans' thoughts on Wills are right now, because you guys don't do a ton of like just traditional dropbacks. We'll go through his sack, like he had his 4th sack of the year, but overall I'm impressed with him because besides the sack and one other play, he was very stout in the pass against a good pass rusher in Bud Dupree. And then when they put the backups in, he had some really good plays there too. But I want to know what Browns fans think about him, because I know every fan base kind of gets stuck into their teams, and then one play will be louder than all the rest. Like, are you guys worried about the sacks and penalties, or are you like, hey, he's a rookie, he's going to have those plays, and he's going to bounce back? Because I think that's the mindset Browns should have. But nonetheless, we're going to start with the bad today. Only a couple plays, and then we'll get into the good, because it was a lot more good than bad. But like I said, this is the sack against Bud Dupree. I would get a little more vertical instead of out, because Dupree bends that corner at 1-2. At 6 yards, he's getting around that corner. At 6 yards around that corner. If Dupree is a guy you're fine washing out like that, because he's not like as fast as Dupree is. His money is made getting around the edge, not working the inside moves. We saw this with Andrew Thomas week 1 versus Steelers. So you can live with this like photo if it's 3 yards back. But he gets around the corner. Mayfield tries to scramble. That was a sack. And I asked, this is also an example of why PFF sucks. They didn't credit this as a sack. So this is why I use Pro Football Reference's numbers. I hope Pro Football Reference adds individual offensive line stats instead of team stats next year, because I feel like they do a good job. But nonetheless, he just gets beat by speed by Bud Dupree. That's why Bud Dupree is the leading sack getter on a Steelers team that's 3 guys on pace for 10-plus sacks. He'll beat you with that speed. You got Cam Hayward lined up on him. This was maybe like the only time in a pass set. Just goes to, like, he kind of treats him like a speed rusher, you know, where he does like that left hand swipe with the right punch. And Hayward just kind of gets in his chest and bulls and gets inside. Baker scrambles. But like I said, that play is going to happen every single week to every tackle for the most part. Let's get into the good, though. Just beautiful pass rep. Set, bam, punch, gets him off, walls him off. This is where you want to win every week. This is where you want to win every week against a good pass rusher in Bud Dupree. Guy has 5 sacks this year, I think. Again, just, it looks effortless. Just short, choppy steps, punch, bury down, bull down, bull down. Good stuff right there. Another with Bud Dupree, and he even gives his guy on the inside a little look. The Steelers actually ran some stunts against them. I haven't seen much stunts against the Browns because they're so run-heavy and outside zone run-heavy. But they ran a couple stunts this week, and it looked like it might have been Will's fault, but it was actually a left guard's fault. But nonetheless, punch, power down. Bud Dupree is not going to outpower you. Power down. And then it forces Bud Dupree to basically give up on a play. So good pass rep. This was in the 4th when they put their backups in. Just a dude trying to get in and bull rush. Trying to just treat this like college football, where he thought, just use his hands a little bit and power through a guy. Jedrick Wills is way too technical for that. You bend like that, Jedrick Wills dumps you every time. I love that about Wills. And keep your hands on him. I would like to see Wills, to be honest, don't do this. Just sit on him. Sit on him. That's not a penalty. Sit on him. Here we go. The exact same thing again. Bam. Like, dude, you cannot try and just low man win me to the quarterback. That's not going to happen against me, dude. This is why I was drafted in the first round. So good stuff there. Browns didn't run to the left a ton, but we'll go through some of the little things. Just a run out. Dupree gets upfield, but you're fine with that. Bud Dupree, this is a win against Bud Dupree. Gets good movement, pushes him out, and that still frame doesn't look good, but this is good. You allow Bud Dupree to play the backside, to play upfield like that. And it allows for a nice little cutback from 25. Nice yardage. Again, good movement. You just got to kind of finish it. Keep your base a little bit. But also, I'm fine on these plays leaning a little bit because even though he gets beat, like, he's not the guy who loses this play. This play loses because of everyone else. If everyone else does their job on this play, let's see how far Wills moves this guy. So he's lined up here. I mean, he's outside the numbers. That's good. That's a good job. I'm not going to be mad at him for that being finished off. Not great. That's a good job there. Like I said, they didn't run to Wills a lot, so a lot of times Wills was just protecting the backside versus Bud Dupree, which he did a very good job of, which is basically like, hey, let Dupree get upfield. Wills did a good job. Here was one where it's an inside zone, and Dupree just kind of knocks him on his ass. I've never seen that from Wills. I think that's more of a testament to Bud Dupree than Wills. Nice little cutback from 30 there, though. And then this one, Wills has probably done the best job of crossing face on these outside zones. It's for the most part, it can be inconsequential, but this is a super hard block to make. Every single vets struggle with this. Wills has done a good job of realizing when he's not going to get across to cut block. When I was watching this play live, I expected him to cut block, and he didn't. He just kind of rode it. And Hayward's just playing games with him. He's protecting his gap and playing games. And then collapses it down and makes the tackle. So, Wills, I think, this might have been coached too. Because I thought Wills, in some passings, was a little too eager to cut. And then his guy was reading it and not getting blocked. So, it's a hard block to make, man. It's a hard block to make. When a guy does make that block perfectly, it should be celebrated. So, good stuff from Week 6 for Jedrick Wills. He seems to have like that one play a game in the pass game each week, but for the most part, I mean, you got to feel really good about Jedrick Wills for Cleveland. All right, Andrew Thomas, Week 6 versus Washington. If you don't know, the 4th overall pick was benched for this game. He was late for a team meeting on Saturday night. They benched him. He's only played 3 series in this drive. Matt Parrott got the first 2 series. And then in the third quarter, after a bad block, they took him out. They said that wasn't because of play. I don't necessarily believe that, but nonetheless, that is what they said. But what I do like is in his only 3 series, you see him doing new things to stop himself from leaning, to stop himself from oversetting, and to stop himself from punching too early, mistiming his punches. So some good stuff that it seems like Mark Colombo is teaching this guy. And I'm excited to see what it looks like against Philly, who has a top 5 pass rusher in the NFL. This guy's had trial by fire, so let's go through it. Watch the punch. Punch, not leaning, punch, reloads, punches and reloads, punch and reload. I want those hands a little higher, but you can live with. We're focusing on the punch and reload. And then punch, the ball's out quick. This is a win. Punch, reload, punch. Punch, reload, punch. Good stuff. That keeps yourself from leaning, from guys swiping at your arms. Good stuff there. Watch the right hand on this. Pats, tries to protect himself from an inside move. Pats that hand, keeps him from getting these 6'7" arms locked up on him. Then that left hand punch, turn your hips, and wash him out. That's good stuff. This is a deep play. This is a play action. He gets, bam, 9 yards of depth. That's a win. 9 yards of depth. That's a win. Here, watch this right foot. It's very small. It's short, choppy steps. I mean, try and see if you can notice. It's very short and choppy steps. Bam. Just a little step right there protects the inside. Protects the inside, which he's been having a hard time with. He got that little juke, protects the inside, and then you can open up your hips. Your inside has been protected. Now you can open up your hips. And then this is where you stand pat. It's not his fault that this is all screwed up in front of the quarterback. This is a good job from Thomas here. Next play. Watch this. This is against a stunt. Well, we're not going to focus on the stunt until after. I want to just watch Thomas. Again, he's going to get an inside move because it's a stunt. Watch this right foot. That right foot is powering down. How he's been getting killed inside has been that right foot was coming back here, and then it was letting the pass rusher get an inside rush on the quarterback. He was relying on his athleticism to be able to wash this down. In the NFL, you can't do that, especially as a rookie. Does a good job keeping set. QB gets hit. It's a long developing stunt. Let's go through the stunt so we're wondering what happens. Hernandez doesn't have enough depth on this. It's a long developing stunt, and long developing stunts a lot of times get there after the ball's thrown, and this was a 3rd and 11 that the Giants converted. But Thomas cannot come off of this guy. If he comes off this guy, he's just leaving his guy unblocked. So good on him just to stay on his block. Giants get a first down there. Here, Sweat has these long arms. He did this against Wills. Long arms and bulls. What I want Thomas to do there, and what any offensive line should be coaching against Montez Sweat, who loves to do this, break his elbow. Break his elbow. And I don't mean that literally. Take your hand, take one of those hands, and swipe down and just pound on the elbow. Close your fist and pound on that elbow. Not the worst rep, but not a great rep either. In the run game, he's got to run. He's blocking out. He's trying to get a hole. Good, short, choppy steps, not leaning. Torques him out. That's a good job. He's done his job. Does the rest of the offensive line do their job? No. But that is his job. That's a good job right there by Thomas. This double to linebacker, I mean, they get movement. They get nice movement. Running back ends up running into the back of him. But that's mostly Thomas there. You see Hernandez. He's working to this linebacker. That's good stuff there. Now here is the bad. This is a run. This is a third and 1 too. So this is an important run. They're running over here. His job is to just make sure Montez Sweat doesn't crash down this line of scrimmage or beat him inside. Now Mark Slayer said he took the wrong step. He didn't. The first step is supposed to be inside. You have to protect your inside. If you watch the Week 1 video, Mekhi Becton got destroyed on that. The problem is he's got a hinge, and this is like you have to do that inside step, and then immediately open your hips and wall this off, or force him upfield. He doesn't do that, and Sweat's able to come screaming down the line of scrimmage. Like I said, protect that inside. Good. Now, straighten out your back. Get your back flat up and down and wall this off. It doesn't even need to be a good block. All you got to do is slow him down from screaming down that line of scrimmage. If you do the same thing you did 2 yards back, it's a win. Because now he's right here. He's right here. And he's coming from behind on a 3rd and short. It's your only job. Doesn't matter what happens on the front side. That is your job on that play. So I like the good news stuff from Thomas. Build upon it. Get your confidence back. And he'll show why he was picked 4th overall, hopefully, at some point. Put together a full game. I thought Washington would be the full game. He didn't get to play all of it. But I do think if he played this whole game, we're having a much more positive thought about Andrew Thomas. All right, that's the Week 6 breakdown. Thursday Night Football, so it's a little later than usual, but nonetheless, hope you liked it. Make sure to share it, subscribe to the channel if you're new, like all that good stuff. And we're growing. We just like Andrew Thomas, we're growing. See you guys.